Which politician has the most power to ruin your life? Well, as we've seen with local events, there's only one, and I'll tell you who it is after this. What's up, everybody out there? Welcome to another episode of Musings with MGL. I'm your host, MGL. So let's get right into this today. Who is the most powerful politician in the country that can ruin your life? Is it the president? Is it the Speaker of the House? Is it your governor? The answer is, it is the prosecutor in your circuit. The district attorney, as you heathens up north would call it. Down here in Florida, we call them state attorneys, and they're assistant state attorneys, the people who prosecute you. So as we've seen in this Donald Trump case that just came out, he was found guilty across the board. The most powerful politician who can ruin your life is a prosecutor. Prosecutors have extreme authority over everybody in their district, in their circuit, in their district, in their county, wherever, however the state lays it out. The prosecutor is the most powerful politician in the world. They are the only person who can, on their own, take away your liberty. They can issue a warrant for your arrest. They can prosecute you for crimes. They can make up crimes, as we just saw in New York City. They can seek jail. They're the ones who decide probation. It's all in the hands of the prosecutor. So when I started my career, I started at the state attorney's office, much like a lot of attorneys, especially in the criminal justice realm, do. I started out as a prosecutor at the state attorney's office. I worked there for about five and a half years. And I learned very early on that the power that they have is insane. Okay. Everybody assumes, number one, that you have to go to a grand jury to get an indictment. Some states, maybe you do, but here in Florida, you don't have to. You have to go to a grand jury if it's a first degree murder and you're going to if you're going to seek the death penalty, basically. But other than that, you don't have to go to a grand jury. The decision is made by one person looking at your life. There's a prosecutor, an assistant state attorney. Lots of times they're brand new, fresh out of law school, and your case comes across their desk. And all they do is sign a piece of paper called an information. That information is what charges you with a crime. And if it's a particular crime, like a felony, they can also sign a warrant. We call them a capias here in Florida, to have you arrested and brought to jail and brought to court for that crime. That one person, they make all the decisions. They don't have to go in front of a jury of your peers and a grand jury. They don't have to get permission from a judge. They simply sign a document and off you go to jail and off you go with your criminal charges. And they have no oversight. If you're an elected prosecutor, your oversight is the voters. So every 4 years, the voters can decide that you're not a good prosecutor and they kick you out. But during those 4 years, think of all the damage they can do. If you're an appointed prosecutor, then you're appointed by the governor or whoever appoints prosecutor in whatever state you're in, and you don't have any oversight either until that person gets thrown out, and then they can come in and maybe change the prosecutor. So as we saw in this Trump trial, you can go after a person. If you are a prosecutor, you can come out in your election and say, if you elect me, I will go arrest and prosecute person A. Then you can get elected and you can go out and arrest and prosecute person A, and there is nothing anybody can do to stop you. There's allegedly all the checks and balances in the system where you can get your own defense attorney and you can have a trial with a jury of your peers. But as you saw in New York, all those can also be rigged by the prosecutor. All it takes is a judge who's on the same side of the prosecutor, or sometimes even the judges are hamstrung because the prosecutor, again, are the ones who pick the charges. The prosecutors are the one who decides on the witnesses who are going to testify. So everybody out there, if you ask them, probably 1% of them can tell you the name of the prosecutor in their circuit or in their district who has control over their lives. They can all tell you the name of the president and the name of the governor, but the person who has the most power over you is a prosecutor. And if you get a loose, crazy, rabid prosecutor, unethical prosecutor, you see what the results of that can be. But most people can't tell you who the prosecutors are in their district. Why do you think people like George Soros spend millions of dollars electing certain types of prosecutors? Because they know that they have more power than anybody else. They can choose who to charge, who not to charge, and who to ask for prison for, and whose life they feel like ruining today. So my advice to everybody is pay attention to who the prosecutor is in your district. Learn about them, find out who they are, find out when they're up for election, and decide if you want to vote for them or vote for somebody else, because you'd be better off knowing that than who the president of the United States is, quite frankly, because that local prosecutor could end your life faster than Joe Biden ever could. So thanks for watching. As always, like, share, subscribe, comment down below if you like my content. It really helps the algorithm for now. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, stay vigilant, and as always, carry on.